Hello everybody, this video is how to be a more fun speaker. This one is really close to home to me personally because I used to be super in my head and not fun in conversations at all. When I was in conversations with people, they used to be very quiet, awkward, not go anywhere, and I was stuck in my head most of the time. So if this sounds anything like you, this video is going to help, okay? So the first thing we need to understand is what it means to be fun in our conversations. What it means to be fun when we are speaking. And when it comes to talking to another person, when it comes to communicating with anybody, there's a big number here, and that is 93%. Now, some of you may know what this is, but if you don't, 93% of your communication is your sub-communications, meaning your eye contact, your body language, your facial expressions, and your tonality. Okay, those are basically every physical thing that people, an audible thing people are going to recognize about you. You're going to hear my voice, tonality. You're going to, the resonance, the deepness, everything about my voice there is going to give you more and more information on who I am. The pauses I take, the cadence, the how slow I respond, my muttering and juttering, the dynamics of the voice, all of those are going to go into tonality. And all of those are going to be a form of expression. And so if we have this graph here, and we call this expression, and we have 0, and we have 100, well, if I'm talking very quiet, and I can barely get my words out, and there's nothing happening, that's going to be a 0. But if I'm able to speak confidently and clearly and add some emotion and add some dynamics and maybe even go down here to this small whisper and then engage you closely and then go back up here. You see how much more dynamic there is in there? Just the ability to do that, put your tonality up here. When I'm speaking to someone, if I'm speaking super closely, I'm getting super reactive, I'm speaking, or do I have this more calm, relaxed, grounded tone when I'm speaking? This one is going to be way more engaging than me speaking super fast, because me myself is putting emphasis on the words I'm using. Now, does this mean you have to speak super slow? No, I'm just saying slow your words down a little bit to make them more impactful. That would be on your facial on your tonality. Everything here is on this scale. Your eye contact, body language, facial expressions too. If my facial expressions when talking to you are just this, boring. But if you tell me something, you give me something, and I can respond only with my face. Now there's a lot more expression. Just that alone is signaling to the other person, is signaling to other people around you that you are more fun because you're more expressive. And when you're more expressive, that means your fear of judgment is lower. And when your fear of judgment is lower, you are more confident. You are adding to the vibe because other people's fear of judgment are there too. That's why they're not super expressive. But if you're able to go there first, you kind of set that basis that other people can be that non-expressive too. And so when I'm super, dynamic and expressive and I'm just having a good time, that allows other people to see me being like that and be like, oh, I can do that too now. At first they were too scared because they're like, what will that person say, that person say, that person say? But they see me doing it, not giving a fuck about the other people, and they're like, okay, yeah, I'll do it too. Same with my eye contact, looking at you, right? Bad eye contact would be like kind of at the ground, looking away, not very engaged. Body language would be like more like this, more covering, not as moving, where now it's like this. It's like, dab me up. It's like, give me a hug. It's like, you're telling me a joke or you're telling me something deeper about you. I can put my hand on your shoulder. I can break that touch barrier. I can do all those things of just like, with my body because I'm not scared of what will happen. And I'm coming with that positive intention too. Yeah, same for all those. The more expressive you're going to be, the more fun you're going to be as a person, right? There's no way in life that you're ever going to be like fun and you're talking like this all the time. Yeah, it was just like one of those things where I was walking down the street and even actually, let me go even lower. And I was walking down the street one time and there was like this freaking chicken and I didn't even know what, like, what are you saying, right? And so at the most fundamental thing, the most base thing, it's working on these and then allowing the words to come from there. So that just means speaking a bit louder, speaking with a bit more conviction. If I'm speaking like this and all my, end of my sentences are going up like this and it sounds like I'm asking a question. So like I was walking down the street and there was like this thing that I didn't even know of. And I try to pick, like, it sounds like I'm questioning myself, right? So you kind of want to be like confident in what you're saying too. Have some certainty, have some directness in your voice. The way you can practice this is by, when you are speaking to other people, have that in mind, have that consciousness in mind. Okay, I want to be a bit louder. If I'm usually quiet, if my tonality is usually a bit weak, try adding a little bit more emphasis on that down tone at the end of my words. And so I was having a coffee, I was having a coffee, I was having a coffee. All those three things, but they make a difference in how people are perceiving you. If I'm having a coffee, it sounds like I'm questioning myself. So people aren't even going to pay attention to the words. They're going to be like, okay, is this guy lying? Is this guy questioning himself? I don't think this person's safe to be around. Why? Just because of that tone. Now, does it mean you can't ever use an uptone? Of course not. It just means that, every sentence, everything that you say, if it's going like this, it just doesn't, people don't feel safe around you. And they don't feel safe around you because you don't even feel safe around you. You're the one bringing that energy. They're just following along. The one person people are going to believe most is you. And so if you want to be more fun, but you're always suppressed and repressed, that fun's not going to come through. Now, still telling your jokes and all that stuff is amazing. And if you have more of a deadpan humor because you can't be more expressive, still start there. But make baby steps one by one. Now, for things that you can actually say on how to be more fun in conversations and talking to other people, one is be more descriptive in your words. And so don't be so logical, but have some more fun. And the way you can have fun in this way of talking is by using analogies. And so if something's cold, just don't say it was cold. Say it was cold as something else, as a polar bear, as, a little Kendrick Lamar diss track, as a ice cube, cool as a cube, right? And now I'm saying it with the good expressions and sub-communications behind it. Now it actually gets to sound fun. It actually gets to sound like I'm having a good time, because I am having a good time. Yeah, man, that ice cube was just, dude, that shit was cold as a cucumber, for real. Cold as a cucumber. Feel the energy coming in? Now I'm going to say the same thing with less expression. Yeah, that thing was cold as a cucumber. It's cold as a cucumber. Right? You may get a pity laugh. Pity laugh. But you're not going to get that, I'm part of the joke, right? They're not going to get that. They're going to be laughing more at you for, yeah, that was a good attempt at a joke. No, that's not bad. It's not going to be a real laugh though, right? So analogies are good. Analogies are amazing. Make them funny. Make them silly. That shit was higher than Snoop Dogg. That shit was higher than the Burj Khalifa stacked on top of another Burj Khalifa. It was high. Doesn't make any sense. It doesn't need to make sense, but the analogies are there, right? Another thing you can do is make assumptions. And again, make these funny, make them illogical, exaggerate them, make them sound so untrue. So if someone's wearing like a little hat, maybe it's like one of those jungle hats or those adventure hats. You go to the jungle today? You see any monkeys? You catch any alligators? It's such an exaggeration, but I'm just taking that little thing, right? If they're wearing like anything like that, you can just make an exaggeration. I'm wearing a black shirt. Man, I like the black shirt on. You got the style of an FBI agent. Are you sure you're not part of Homeland? And now I'm making all these assumptions. Do those assumptions make sense? Eh, not really. Black shirt, FBI. Okay, maybe Homeland Security. Okay, maybe. But now you've just taken a very basic thing and made it so much more exaggerated, high stakes, use words you don't use before, right? Oh, that's a nice black shirt. You look very sophisticated. You look very classy. Ah, thank you, man. No fun, right? When you bring in that illogicalness, that exaggeratedness, that's where that fun comes in because they know you're joking. And you're actually bringing some type of energy that they don't get to bring all the time. I don't get to feel that energy all the time. Oh, how's your school going? Oh, how's your work going? How's the family going? Snooze, snooze, snooze. Yes, is it good to talk about that? Yeah, but those are like base topics that you get to go out and talk about from there. So family, tell a quick story about your family, and then use this, and then use that, and then, right? And then you put all those together, and you're way more fun. How's the family going? Oh, it's amazing, bro. It's like, every day I wake up and it's just amazing. Love the family. No energy, no expression. I wake up every day, love the family, bro. What can I say? Sometimes the kids do give me a headache. Sometimes the wife does give me a headache. Sometimes the, neighbor gives me a headache. He's out there mowing his lawn at 3 a.m. I don't know what he's doing, but, good riddance to him. A bit more emotion in there, right? Now adding those, descriptions, analogies. Have a little bit of a headache. Feels like someone has a hammer and they're just pounding on that bitch all the time. See the expression I'm now doing in my body? That is adding more emotion, adding more fun to it. The assumptions I'm going to make. Okay, so, yeah, family's good. Your family's looking great, man. Oh my God, you're in shape. You must be doing a lot of running trying to get out of the house. Now, for that, it's going to take a little bit of wit, a little bit of cleverness, intelligence to come up with that on the spot. But practice it. Do it a little. Get good at it. And if it doesn't hit, you just laugh. Never mind. Anyways, move on. So it's not making things a big deal. It's being more loose. It's lowering your fear of judgment. It's being more expressive. And then it's adding more fun, language and descriptives into your talking. When you're telling stories, you're bringing them through experience. Not so logical, more fun. That's how you're going to be more fun, right? If you want more help with this, you can book a call below or follow me on Instagram, shoot any messages over there. And with that, boys and girls, I love you so much. Peace out. Bye.